So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Google Pixel 4a first look and unboxing. Now, this phone was just unveiled to the world just yesterday, and it undercuts the iPhone SE 2020 by like 50 bucks. And a quick disclaimer, this one was sent out by Google as a hashtag gift from Google, so do keep that in mind. However, I'm not paid for any of my opinions or any content going further. Everything will be my own. Now, if we take a look at the bottom of the box here, you will notice they do print out some of the specs right here. A 5.8-inch OLED display, 128GB model here, and it only comes in one color, just black. You can see on the left side of the box it does say Google, and then over here on the top you can see the Google logo. Right here you do see that just black, and you can see there's kind of like a little mint green button here on the right. Google likes to do that with the Pixels. Nice little touch there. And you can see on the back hashtag Team Pixel. Not sure if it'll say that on the model you pre-order, but this is up for pre-order right now. Should arrive sometime later this month, maybe around August 20th, around there. So do keep in mind, this is definitely going to be a fierce competitor amongst the iPhone SE 2020, as well as something like the Galaxy A51 here, especially giving you good software support with the Pixel 4a. Now, and peel the tabs off right there. We'll go ahead and peel this next one off, and we'll see what does come in the box. Of course, it's the phone, duh, Nick. But over here, we're going to see like if there's any extra accessories or anything like that. You can see there is the phone. Immediately what I'm noticing, extremely light, 143 grams. The first impression I got automatically is light phone. Definitely very nice that the phone is extremely light, as the competitors are also light devices. So you can see right here, we do have the Google booklet here. We'll open this up and see what we have. Just looks like some warranty guides and maybe a quick start guide. Yeah, say it in different languages. We'll read that later if we don't know how to set up a phone by now. You can see it looks like we do get a charger in the box. That might actually be a fast charger as well. USB-C to USB-C, very nice. Always like to see that universal standard, the USB-C. Waiting on some other people to do USB-C. You can see right here a little adapter as well. We do have a USB 2 over here, it looks like, to USB-C right there. And then in here, it looks like we do have a fast charger. That's a pretty big brick. So I'm expecting this to be a pretty quick charger. I will confirm that later in the review, how fast this phone actually charges up on the day-to-day. But it basically your essentials. No headphones, nothing extra, no stickers in this one. Just the essentials you need. You got your SIM card tool right there. Definitely the bare essentials, simple, basic, you know, it gets the job done. It's what we need to use. Okay, so we only get this feeling one time. You're gonna peel the plastic off. Okay, it's pretty decent, not a lot of noise there, but definitely the matte feeling back, really liking this. And during these COVID pandemic times, having the fingerprint sensor on the rear is going to be absolutely beautiful, as the mask interferes with radar scanners and stuff like that, Face ID, things like that on the front of a phone. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. And one thing I do like is that they kind of move the camera over here in the corner. We no longer have no big notches or anything like that. I do like this look. It's pretty all screen feeling, but man, what a nice and light phone right here. Pretty lightweight here. Also, although it doesn't feel super, like, you know, overly premium, it definitely feels functional, utilitarian. Really do like that so far. Okay, so here we are at the start screen of the Google Pixel 4a. We'll hit start. We'll go ahead and hit skip for now. But it's basically what you expect from the Pixel. If you've had a Pixel before, you'll know it's pretty simple to set this thing up because you don't have extra skins or anything like that. We'll skip all the screen stuff for now. I'll do this later. But yeah, just straight Google stuff, and you're basically in the device. Now, I gotta say that this is gonna be one of the better displays at $350. An OLED display that can get up to 680 nits of brightness with adaptive brightness. And I can tell you right now, definitely better than LCD devices at this price point. It's really a stunning deal, I think, for the money, getting this kind of display. This is pretty similar to what you'll get on some $1,000 phones. Yeah, those are a little bit brighter, but still, this is still really nice for the money. Also, we have to keep in mind that the Google Pixel 4a does give us a 3140 milliamp hour battery, but I'm not too concerned about this due to the fact that this is Google's device and it's going to be optimized pretty well. So I will be keeping an eye on this before the full review. But talking about a couple other specifications, 6 gigs of RAM. So I expect it to perform pretty good in multitasking, but also let's keep in mind, this does have a Snapdragon 730G chipset. Now that's kind of mid-range. It's not going to beat, things like the Apple A13 chip or even some more premium Snapdragon 800 series chips, but it should still suffice for what you want to get out of this phone. Now, the real star of the show here with the Google Pixel 4a is going to be that camera. While it is a single camera lens, we're not going to get that wide angle stuff here. It is going to be a 12.2 megapixel. It's a similar sensor we've seen on the 3a XL, but definitely going to be stunning. I'm going to take a couple pictures before we end this video, and I'll show you a couple samples of this camera. But yeah, pretty nice. Also on the front, you do get an 8 megapixel camera, which is also larger than some other phones that come in this price range. So the cameras are going to be A1 for this device. This is going to be one of the main selling points of the Google Pixel 4a. And I also want to talk about that thinness, because the Pixel 4a comes in at a pretty thin 8.2 millimeters. So pretty thin there. You can see, look at the button, pretty sweet. And then over here, you can see that the camera bump comes out a little bit. You might want some protection if you really care to have that. I think it feels pretty nice without a case, to be honest. But again, when you're investing $350, you're going to probably want to protect that. Also up here on the top, you do have a headphone jack. They didn't have to include this, but I appreciate them doing so. And then over here on the bottom, you can see we do have the USB-C port, as well as a speaker down there, microphone as well. And you could see on the back just a little Google logo. So just a clean, practical device right here in the Google Pixel 4a. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and take a look at the wallpapers for the 4a. And you can see right here, you have a few in the Come Alive. And for fun, we have a few here, pretty nice and colorful. If you like colorful wallpapers for this device, definitely brings out that OLED on some of these wallpapers. I always did like the included wallpaper. Just wanted to talk about that a little bit. But overall, what I'm feeling so far is a very smooth device and compact. Feels a lot like S10e, iPhone 8, iPhone SE. It feels small like that, even though you're getting a 5.81 inch. Also feels kind of like iPhone XS size in that, medium to smaller range phone. Not super tiny, but definitely a smaller than a massive phone. You're going to like this size. It's compact. Let's put it that way. It's not tiny. It's not like 4-inch phone, but it's definitely smaller than most of the phones out there. Let's go ahead and check the storage as well on this phone before we head out of here. You can see that you get about 13.47 gigs used just on the phone itself, so about 115 gigabytes free. So not a full 128, but still respectable nonetheless. The phone feels very smooth right now, but I'll have to come back and report on that later, how it feels after loading up a bunch of applications. So go ahead and take a look at some of these camera samples that I took with the Google Pixel 4a, and I'll be back in just a second. And keep in mind some of the quick downfalls of this phone: no wireless charging, no official water rating. I really don't put my phone in water anyway. I don't really care about that. But if you're the type of person who just has to have that peace of mind knowing you have IP68 or IP67, you might not like this one. But still, again, most people, I don't think, associate water and electronics. They usually keep those two apart. And so that's it for the first look at the Google Pixel 4a. What I can say so far is that Google has a winner on their hands once again in terms of a cheap, great device here. I mean, the Pixel 3a was a pretty awesome option for people who didn't want to pay $800–900 for a phone, but wanted something that gets software updates. Here you go with the Pixel 4a for 2020. I think it's definitely something I could recommend, as it's going to last quite some time, and it doesn't really skimp on the basics. It doesn't do anything super extraordinary with this phone, but it handles the basics and handles them well in a simple, minimalistic, clean type of way. So let me know your thoughts on the Google Pixel 4a. Are you picking one up? And let me know if you guys want to see some comparisons between this and the iPhone SE, maybe the 3A of last year, the A51. Let me know down below in the comments. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Nick here, helping you to master your technology. Be sure to stay safe, stay well, and peace.